Thought Bubble Audio.
Look, up in the sky!
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Welcome to Beer with Geeks with Tim and Frank.
Who are you?
I'm Batman.
I am Iron Man.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Hi, Christopher. I'm Nero.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A couple of guys with a couple of beers and a whole lot of pop culture nostalgia.
Make it so, number one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Name the dog in the animal.
Life finds a way.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Now sit back and crack open a cold one, because it's time for Beer with Geeks.
It comes in paints?
Shaken, not stirred.
Great Scott!
I was way off. I knew it started with an S, though.
Hi, and welcome to Beer with Geeks, where two geeks geek out with beer. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, for the 200th time, is my friend and your friend, my very old friend, Methuselah. How are you today?
Hey! 200 Beer with Geeks episodes.
I know. You were here for everyone, right? This isn't actually like your 198th episode or something like that.
That's a really good question.
Or is this my
If I'm missing-
198th episode?
I have been here for 4 more episodes than you.
Really? So this isn't my 200th episode?
So this is, okay, so technically, if you count like bonus things we put in the feeds and stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
So you've been here for 200. This will be your 201st when you count all those.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be my 205th when you count that. But in terms of actual numbered episodes of Beer with Geeks, this is episode 200.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got some Owen Wilson there for you. Wow.
Yeah, wow. That's impressive. Let's see. And our most frequent returning guest is Damon. He's been there for 6 episodes.
6 episodes.
Done 6.
What?
Yep.
Good for Damon.
Yep. This is all on beerwithgeeks.com. I'm just looking at it myself because I don't have this stuff memorized.
Damon was one of our most popuar episodes. He was
Science Award.
The Science Award. Yeah. Peter, the Science Award.
Why is that still funny? All right, before we get into that, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a chocolate milk stout.
Mm-hmm.
And that is from the Four Hands Brewing Company.
Mm-hmm.
I have food pairings, chocolate and grilled beef. I don't have either of those with me. But the can is delightful. It's a little cow and he's wearing a little milkman.
Yeah, a little milkman outfit.
A little milkman outfit with a little bow tie. He's so cute. It looks like a Looney Tune. He's fine.
It's really good. I've tried it. It's a stout with cacao nibs, and it's delicious. I am having a Newburyport Brewing Company Greenhead IPA. And
I have one of those in my fridge.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm. I almost had it recently. Not even for the episode. I was just like,
So you almost had it 5 minutes ago when I opened my fridge.
That's also true.
Oh, we are recording together in the same room for the first time in a couple months, which is fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I flew out all the way to Utah just for you.
So far.
Yeah.
So far. But
then I realized that you didn't live in Utah.
No, yeah. So that was like completely unnecessary. But it was nice of you to, the effort was appreciated.
But Salt Lake City was okay.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. I like the whole thing where all the streets are numbered and labeled as to where they are in relation to the temple. It's cool.
It's very nice. I didn't actually know that. I've never been to Salt Lake City.
So I was there once for like a day. Cool. Well, that's what we're drinking. It's fun. It's fun. It's always fun talking about geeky stuff with you over a beer. I was telling somebody about the show a couple days ago, and they're like, "That sounds like a lot of fun. That just sounds like fun to do." And I was like, "Yeah, it is.
It is fun to do.
It's just fun to do."
I don't care if anybody listens. I mean, I do, but like,
they do. But like,
yeah, but it's just fun.
Yeah,
it's just fun.
So to celebrate 200, you want to crack these open at the same time?
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So
we do 3, 2, 1, go.
Sure.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Who drinks first? You drink first.
I drink first.
You drink first. Frank's drinking first.
Yes.
Good.
So good.
I want to try mine now.
All right, you try yours. Yeah, man, it is really, really good. Well,
that's good. I wanted a dessert beer.
Yeah, it definitely delivers.
Super heavy.
No, it's not.
Which is exactly. Because sometimes chocolate stouts are just like,
whoa. They can be a lot. They can be very milky, very like rich and like, creamy and dairy. But that was not too bad on that front.
No, it's not.
I did have it with some grilled beef
Did you?
like a week ago.
Oh, it would go well.
It does go well really nice with it. Yeah. Only because it said it on the can. I was like, "Ooh, I will try that," and it was good. I was glad I did.
The marketing department will be so happy.
Yeah, it worked. I'm sure that like, man, that's just like both ends of the like they put milk in the stout, so that's coming from cows, and they were like, go buy beef.
Yeah.
Use the other part of the cow.
Yeah. I mean, don't let this cow that's smiling wearing a milkman's outfit go to waste.
Right. He's smiling because he wants you to eat his family.
Ooh. Yeah. It's the Hannibal Lecter of cows.
Exactly. Yeah, his wife's name is Clarice. Anyway, the Science Award. We don't really have much of an agenda today, to be perfectly honest with you. We just wanted to shoot the breeze.
Yep.
Talk with you guys.
And I'm really just here to teach you about communism.
Yeah, what?
That's my agenda of the day. I don't know. Secret
Do
agenda.
you have a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior Marx?
No.
We thought it'd be fun to just like kind of take a little stroll through the archives, through memory lane, and talk about like old episodes and things we've talked about, some of our favorite moments, highs and lows. I don't remember why episode 7 is called Woody Allen as Christopher Walken.
That's what I was just looking at. Like, why?
So 7th episode 7, I remember
is James Bond
007.
007.
Right.
Yeah,
So
can only do it once.
There it is. Exactly. So we were like, well, we can't like let this pass us by. Like, we got to make sure we do that. So yeah, it's a 007 episode, but Woody Allen as Christopher Walken.
I think that would be more like decipher our titles.
That'd be fun. I feel like what probably happened was one of us, I want to say you, but it could have been me. But I want to say you. I said Woody Allen when you meant to say Christopher Walken.
Maybe that sounds something like me because Christopher Walken is a Bond villain.
Right.
He's in the Bad Horse Race
Exactly.
one. Yeah. The Roger Moore one with she has a flat top. Flat top, is that her name?
Sure.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. That's probably not her name.
Flat Top Galore. I don't know.
It's not really like a super Bond girl name.
It's not really a super Bond
you have
movie.
Like, you have Pussy Galore and Xena on a top, and then you have Flat Top.
Flat Top.
That's not the Bond girl. Woody Allen is Christopher Walken. I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all.
The Great Gatsby with Wands. We know what that's all about.
That was about. It was about Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Were we talking about Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, or
no? We never talked about that actually.
Did you see it?
No.
Oh, that's why we've never talked about it. Yeah, right.
Come on, you have other friends for that.
I could tell you about it.
Yeah, sure.
It was just okay.
Yeah, that's what I hear. And then Johnny Depp was there.
Yeah, I saw it twice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and by saw it twice, I mean I saw it once in theaters. And went, wow, that was dull as dust.
Still gonna buy it on iTunes, and then you watch it again.
Because I'm a Harry Potter completist. Yeah,
I know you.
Watched it a second time. It was actually quite delightful.
So it's a better watch from home movie than a.
I think there was one of the fandom movies, so it's like you throw your expectations onto something, and it just didn't meet anything that I thought it was going to be.
Oh, sure.
And then so I wasn't taken with it at all.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But the trailer for the second one has me pumped. Like, it looks so good.
I haven't seen the trailer.
I know, because you just don't really care about Harry Potter. That's fine. It's not for you.
No, it's not. It's not, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think people shouldn't like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the same thing. Like, I haven't seen the new Doctor Who trailer.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Like, I just don't care.
It's fine.
It's not my thing.
Not your thing.
Yeah, but get your mind out of the gutter, Frank, because
Spidey go. Oh, because that was the Brian Michael Bendis Ultimate Spider-Man comic run that we both adore.
Yeah, absolutely. Get your mind to the gutter. Are we like referencing the gutter of comics, like the space in between panels where your imagination fills in the gaps? Were we being super cool like that?
I don't think so.
No,
I think it was probably some kind of dirty reference or some kind of like wink and a nod thing that Bendis put in there, and we were like, all right, get your mind out of the gutter. Like, I don't know. I'd have to go back and listen to know for sure, but like, I feel like we weren't that insightful.
I mean,
in our early days,
probably not, because we're super insightful now.
Super insightful. We've been doing this show for 4 years. Coming up on not exactly
coming
4 years,
up
3.5.
Coming up on 4. Starting this summer would be 4, right?
Well, when did we start? When was episode 1?
We started this show
August 19th, 2014 was episode 1. You were in China.
I was leaving for China in June, and it was like the day before I was leaving for China, and I was like, because I stayed. Didn't I stay at your place?
Oh, you did.
So
at some
I could
point.
get to the airport.
I was closer to the airport than you.
Yeah,
you did at some point do that. I don't know if it was then. I remember having this conversation over the phone.
Oh, okay.
but it was like a couple days before.
Okay.
Or like the day before, whatever it was. But yeah, I remember having this. You're like, I have an idea. Call me. And I remember you being in the car, calling me like on your way home from work or something like that. And we talked on the phone for like 5 minutes. And we decided like, let's make a list, a master list. I think we told the story on episode 102, but it's okay.
Like I remember it.
We made a list of like, let's each have like 50 topics by the time you get back from China.
Yes, that I always remember.
Right.
Yep.
And so we did. And so we had like a master running list of topics, and some of which I still will go back and look at that original list once in a while when we're like kind of like, oh, what are we going to talk about this week? Sometimes I'll go back and look at that original
we haven't
list.
covered everything on that original list yet, have we?
I put a lot of things down that I wasn't sure if you even liked that I liked.
Sure.
Like, they were a couple of like whatever like
Samurai
PBS shows and things like that like I watched that you didn't or whatever.
Sure.
So some of those things we'll probably never get to, but some of them once in a while I'm like, well, let me take another look and like refresh my memory of what's on here. There's some things that I still think we could do. In the early days, it took us a while to hit our stride, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, your legs are longer than mine.
It's true. Yeah. We kind of have to. Yeah, I have to walk slower so you can match my pace.
Yeah.
We started out sort of like, okay, well, so we started with Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, which I think was a solid place to start.
Mm-hmm. Terrible audio, but solid place to start.
Yeah, it was pretty bad audio.
Yeah.
It was bad for a while. It took us. I don't know exactly when we hit.
I would say about 10 or 11 episodes.
Yeah. That sounds about right. It took us a couple tries, but also in terms of like topics, for a while we were sort of like, literally anything is fair game. So we were like, and we were very much like a 90s nostalgia podcast when we started.
Yes, we were.
So it
was meant to reflect on our childhood.
It was, and it still does, but it's a little more
reflecting
current
right
now. We are, aren't we? Yeah. But it's like we would have Bond, and we'd have 1776, and we'd have Justice League, and then we'd have our first cell phones, and then we'd have our Legos, and then our first computers. Mm-hmm. Like it was kind of all over the map in terms of like there was no.
It's true. We've really changed the face of what this show is over the course of 200 episodes.
I thought you were going to say something pretentious like we've changed the face of podcasting, and I was going to be like, easy killer.
Not even close. I'm glad that your head was there to keep you humble.
Where's he going? Was changing the face of what?
We've changed the face of this show.
Of this show, yes.
Very, like, we really started with this retrospective kind of thing, and now we do segments more than anything else.
Yeah, it's true, because now we have like the Hit Me With Your Best Shot, and the Let Me Tell You Why It's Wonderful, and the Star Wars trivia we've done a few times, and the recasting movies, and character for character, and the soccer field stuff that we love. Like we've done so many of those, and one of these days that soccer field will have an organ in it. Someone will be playing an organ.
Okay, no, soccer fields don't have organs, Frank.
Okay. Yeah, well, one day
there are organs inside the people, but not instruments.
And sometimes when they're fighting each other, the organs spill out.
That's right, depending on who you're fighting.
Right.
If you're fighting Wolverine, they're probably going to be on the ground, and then you can have your organs.
All I want one day is just for them to be on the soccer field, and someone's going doodle-a-doo-doo-doo.
I'll tell you what, one day we can pit Wolverine versus the Music Meister, and Wolverine will spill his organs, and he'd be like, I can play these.
There you go. All right.
And then problem solved.
I would settle for that, because that would technically be organs on a soccer field.
That's right. Yeah, that is correct.
Or we just have it in a baseball field someday. But hey, let's
switch the venue.
Switch the venue.
Whoa,
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
We can talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Diamonds scare me. Baseball diamonds. They're really sharp.
And they're forever.
They're forever. That's right. Is that the one with flat top? No, I can't. I don't know. Now, let me ask you.
Sure.
Did you get married in between 100 and episode 100 and 200?
Ooh, I don't know. Let's see when episode 100 fell.
This is a test to see if Frank remembers when he got married.
I remember that. I don't remember when episode 100 happened. Let's take a look.
Tom Selleck's mustache comb. Don't know what that's about, but that's a great title.
I have no idea what that's about.
The mustache comb.
Well, yeah. All
yeah.
Right. Let's see. We're coming up on episode 100 here. So it looks like episode 100 was before I got married.
It was before you got married.
It was about 6 months before I got married.
So you got married in the time that we podcasted, and I got engaged in the time that.
That's right.
In that time.
Yeah.
Wow, look at all the life changes. You moved in that time?
I moved.
You killed a guy?
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that, but yeah. I technically moved twice since we started podcasting.
That's right. You moved floors and then
towns.
And then traded out those floors for a different floor.
Yeah,
completely.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
I did not move.
No, you started. Yep, you've been living in the same home since we started.
By episode 300, I'll have moved. Yep.
Yep. But so life changes have. Did you already have your cat when we started? When we started the podcast to begin with?
No. I got him. We started in August. I got him 2 months later.
Okay, so very early on. I knew he'd been there for most of the time.
Yes, I got him 2 months later because I think one of the first times you came over to record the podcast in person, you scared him and he didn't trust you for months.
Yeah,
remember, because you sat in the lazy boy and he was very skittish of people, and so you just sat down and it started rocking, and that was it. He was done
for
and
months, a year, or more.
He
still kind of doesn't trust me.
No, he doesn't.
Is he skittish of people in general? Like whenever new people are in, like, does he think I'm a new person every time?
He might think you're a new person.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, because like Palmer comes over. Palmer guests on this show sometimes,
Sure.
and more on Supergirl TV Talk, and Rico's Academy Rewind. But he's not scared. Like he's just like, hey, Palmer,
right?
You know.
But he sees Palmer more.
Yeah, he sees him once a
lot
week.
more,
Yeah, usually.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, we did our trilogy on the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Oh my
Remember?
goodness, that's right.
Yeah, we did it. We did a whole trilogy on them. I don't think we did them all back to back to back, but we did them over time.
So we've talked about all 3 Spider-Man films and did a
Spider-Man 1
commentary.
Right.
Does that mean we also have to do commentary on Spider-Man 2 and 3?
I would definitely do Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
You can call someone else if you want to do Spider-Man 3 and just talk about how angry it makes you.
I really don't. You know how angry it gets me.
so mad.
It's not good.
It's not good. It's bad. I hate it too, but it's so rare that you get that passionate and worked up about how much you hate a movie or anything, really. Like,
or anything, because I like most things.
Yeah, you do. Or you'll find something redeeming about it.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, well, it's bad, but like, the costumes were great. Like the fight choreography was great. You'll always find something.
Actually, those things are true in Spider-Man 3, but it's not enough to tip it.
It's
to
not enough
make
to
it.
No. It's just a bad movie. It's just a bad movie. It just has so many problems. Yeah. We've talked about Star Wars a lot. If I had to guess, I would say we've talked about Star Wars.
Nothing but Star Wars.
It's almost nothing but Star Wars on the show. I think we've probably talked about
Well, you figure we've done we have completed commentaries on all of the films except Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Did we do Rogue One commentary?
I'm pretty sure we did, but I'll double check while you finish your point there.
So that would mean 6, 7, 8 episodes, right?
Yep.
That would mean 8 episodes because there are 9 Star Wars films so far. 9 Star Wars films?
We have not done a Rogue One commentary.
I'm sorry, what now?
Nope, we did.
Backup sister.
Yeah, I know. We did our hopes and speculation for Rogue One, and then after Rogue One came out, months later, almost a year later, we did our review of it.
Wow.
Right after it came out. But we never did a commentary. Was that intentional? Had we decided we were only going to do the episodics or something?
I guess so.
We can discuss that.
We
will definitely do a Last Jedi one either way.
We have to do a Last Jedi one,
but we can
now that it's out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But my Blu-ray hasn't arrived yet, but it will any day now.
Oh my God! Just get a digital copy.
It comes with the. I collect one.
I know. I'm just
two things on physical media these days. Every Star Wars movie and the Superman movies that don't suck. That said, I haven't bought a Superman movie.
I was going to say, when was the last time you bought a Superman movie then? So I have a question. So does that mean just live action, or do you get Superman, DC animated movies?
I used to buy literally everything Superman. And you know this, I probably have told the sub story on the podcast, but long story short, I moved from New York to Boston. I had movers. They lost my entire DVD collection.
That's correct.
I made the stupid mistake of putting them all in the same box or a couple boxes together.
That's correct.
And
you
so
put that box in a box.
And
you put that other box in a box.
I should have mailed that box to myself, but instead I trusted movers, and they lost it. So my entire DVD collection was gone. And I didn't have a giant DVD collection to begin with, but it was
enough.
100 DVDs or something. It was it was fairly sizable. And they lost all of it. So I used to have every season of Smallville, every season of the George Reeves Superman series, every season of oh god, the Ruby Spears cartoon, the Fleischer cartoons. I didn't have Superboy. I was missing a couple seasons of Lois and Clark, but you get the point. And then every movie.
I finished Lois and Clark. Did I tell you that?
Oh no,
that we finished.
Oh,
yeah.
fun. Good,
finished rewatching it. It took about a year.
Yeah, that's less than I thought it would take you. Because you were intercutting it with seasons of Smallville in between. You and Palmer
only
were doing
watched an episode or two a week, so I
thought it would take you longer.
It was back and forth between that and Smallville, so
I thought it would take you longer. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about starting that again myself as like a background rewatch.
The later seasons are not as bad as people
New
say
Krypton
they
stuff
are.
and everything. Really?
No, that was pretty good. It was fine.
I haven't watched it since college.
It's still not as good as
time.
season 1, but it's still fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's still fine.
I'm realizing I haven't watched it in probably 10 years. So it's long enough I've forgotten.
That's about how long. Yeah, I episodes would show up and I'd be like, "Oh my god, yeah, Ultra Woman."
Sure. Yeah,
or,
of course.
Yeah, like Tempest Fugit or yeah, stuff like that.
The one where how about the one where she gets like the ghost lady teaches her how to cook.
Yeah. There was one like the son of Lex Luthor and like
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. There were some good episodes.
There was
some real not good.
There were some real sinkers, but there's some good stuff too. I just anyway, I lost all those DVDs. So I used to have all of that. I used to like anything new Superman. And around that time like the 2008, 9, 10, like around that time, there were like new Superman things coming out every year, and then the DC animated stuff started coming out, and I started buying those. I had Doomsday, I had Unbound, I had a few of them.
Run, it's the Doomsday.
But New Frontier, I had a bunch of those. Yep. I bought them on DVD, and then lost it all. And I never really bothered to replace much of it. I mean, I replaced the Superman 14-disc box set, which I then traded up for a Blu-ray version of it. I bought the whole Smallville collection, like the big box set of all the seasons. But other than that, I haven't really bothered replacing them because I'm like, if I want them, I'll buy them digitally like when I want them, I guess. But as new things come out, I still like collecting at least Star Wars movies. I rebought almost all the Star Wars films.
Right. There's less of it.
There's less of it. It's easier. It was one box set to get the first 6 films again. I was like, cool, now I'm caught up. And then I just bought Force Awakens and stuff as it came out. So that wasn't as big a project, but I like having those sort of on a shelf.
Yes.
The things that I really care about.
Sure, that makes sense.
The 2 franchises, Superman and Smallville and Star Wars that I really care most about.
Yeah.
I happened to buy the whole like Star Trek original cast movies were on sale on Blu-ray once, so I bought that box set.
I just they were on like super sale on iTunes.
Really?
So I just picked up all of them myself.
Yeah, it's great. The one thing I will say is that Blu-ray definition is still actually better than digital at this point.
Yes,
like streaming isn't able to support it as well. So my copy of Last Jedi that hasn't arrived yet they used to do like you get the Blu-ray, you get a DVD copy, and also any digital copy. Now they're doing 4K Blu-ray, regular Blu-ray, and digital copy.
Wow!
So I bought that, even though I don't have 4K TV yet, but I am planning to buy a new TV in the next year. So I'll get a 4K TV with a 4K Blu-ray player and be able to really enjoy it in 4K. And they're not streaming 4K for the most part, really yet. I think maybe you can starting like it's starting to pick up now.
Well, yes. Well, it's not. Yes, you can. iTunes pushes out the 4K version.
Right. If you have the hardware to support it.
If you have the Apple TV to support it.
Right.
But if your TV doesn't support it, it still pushes this out anyway. It doesn't know the difference.
Right.
And
but you're not if your TV can't display it, then it's showing whatever it's not gonna.
There is a difference. The colors are brighter.
Sure.
And so the saturation.
But that's probably more the HDR aspect than the 4K aspect.
That's probably true.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm planning to get a new home theater set up eventually. So now I'm starting to buy the stuff that will support that once I have it. So, long-winded defense of the reason why I don't have The Last Jedi yet.
Okay. Is that what we were talking about?
Yeah, we were defending my honor.
Wow.
When internet friends were dangerous. Or is this when I told you that why you should like Twitter? You use it more now, I feel like, than you did.
I use it more now. Actually, so Frank, I thought this was really interesting. Things that have changed since our 100 episodes. You got married, I got engaged. Now we both like Hamilton.
Oh, yes, that's true.
because
Neither one of us liked it then.
No, we didn't. No,
And then you got into it, and then I got into it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right on. Spot on.
That's. I mean, I was gonna say that might be a biggest change. Arguably not,
but up there.
it's up there because I listened back to that 100 episode to be like, what did we talk about?
Sure.
We literally talked about nothing.
Talked about nothing.
It was great. And
it was fun.
It was fun. It was super fun. But we made jokes about Hamilton
and how we didn't like it.
I love Hamilton. I love songs that talk.
Yeah, we were like, stupid.
And now it's great. I love Hamilton.
And we've done a Hamilton episode. I mean, you weren't here for it, but we did a Beer with Geeks episode about Hamilton.
Why wasn't I there? Because Dan was there.
You were on vacation or something, or you were out of the country, or
you did that episode when I was in the UK.
Okay, yeah,
I think that's
sure.
I think that's right.
Sure,
when I was meeting Peter Pan and Winston Churchill.
Right. Yes.
I went to the Wax Museum.
Yes, right.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Would have been fun if you actually had met them, but
I mean, I saw a statue of Winston Churchill, and I saw Elizabethan Tower, which Peter Pan flies by.
Close enough.
Good enough, right?
Yeah, good enough.
I thought so. It is crazy. The internet used to be dangerous. Like, don't talk to people you don't know. Also, don't get into cars with strangers.
And now we literally
talk to strangers online and then call and then summon cars driven by people we don't know to drive us places
from the internet.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And pretty soon those cars will just drive themselves.
Did you see that self-driving Uber car killed somebody?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
They're going to suspend their self-driving thing for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to happen.
Yeah, of course.
It's tragic. It's horrible. And it's horrible that we all knew it was going to happen and that it had to happen.
I agree.
But
I agree.
Those are the things that happen. I mean, regular cars kill people too, unfortunately.
That's right. Arguably, that happens more. I mean, there are more of them, but still.
Yeah.
But still.
Statistically speaking, flying is still the safest way to travel.
It is, isn't it?
Superman
would tell us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Grant, Green Lantern, Dinosaur Hunter.
Jobs that we wanted? Perhaps?
For 100, Alex? Tim and Frank are back to discuss or continue the recap of DC TV shows with Arrow Season 4 and DC's Legends of Tomorrow Season 1.
Nope, I was wrong.
So, Alan Grant. So, I guess I probably was trying to say Alan Scott. I feel like I did that. That feels like a me thing.
That does feel like a you thing, though I don't think it was.
Really? You think it was you?
I think so, but I don't know. That was a long time ago. There's a lot of stuff that goes through my brain.
It's true. Same goes for both of us. Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a backlog of episodes. I'm really happy that our beerwithgeeks.com website doesn't totally suck.
That was a good plug.
It makes it
Frank.
easy. Thanks. It makes it easy to kind of figure these things out. Gangster Regal, when we were talking about the Black Panther trailer.
The Gangster Regal. We were so wrong.
Yeah, yes and no. There were things about it that were regal, and there were things about it that were more gangster.
That's true, but not together.
Not
I was
together.
specifically talking about the guy in the court in Wakanda that wears a green suit.
Yeah.
I was specifically talking about that guy.
Okay.
And
yeah, no, that
he was
really
not in the
happen.
film that much, but he had a good look.
Yeah, for sure.
Black Panther was a great movie.
Sure. It was a very good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good movie. Geek Mash, remember when we did that?
Geek Mash, no. What?
Yeah, we did our. What would be your fantasy planet, dwelling, transportation, character?
Oh yeah. Okay, wait. Do you list them? Can we guess?
Let me see if I have the list here. I did not put the list here, so I don't know.
Way to be. Transportation. Yours was the Millennium Falcon or the Enterprise.
Sure. I would say I probably said Falcon.
Potentially the DeLorean.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was the Batmobile. I think we all know that.
Sure. Yeah.
I want to live in Middle Earth. That's why I wanted to be a paleontologist. That's where I got confused.
Oh yeah, and that's why it's called "There's a lot of ologists," because you're like, I don't know, there's a lot of different ologists, whatever.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That adds up. Oh god, I don't remember all of mine. I probably said Metropolis.
Yep. I wanted to Fantasy Planet. I think I said I wanted to live on Naboo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that was tough. That
was tough, but it was a good. I think that was a suggestion from Damon. I want to say that was a topic suggestion from him.
I'm pretty sure you were correct there.
Mm. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Like the games that we do, these are usually your suggestion. Where you're like, I got it. Here's what we're gonna do. We're recast this movie, or we're gonna Indiana Jones is Captain Kirk. Like like I love those games. I'm not very good at coming up with those, but you really are. You have a great imagination for that. And so usually, dear listeners, whenever you hear those kinds of games, it's Tim's idea.
So you can either love me or hate me because of it.
I think they're always fun. I think they're always fun.
Those are some of my favorite episodes. I think because we're allowing ourselves to geek out a bit.
Yes.
Because even if we're sitting here and let's say we're talking about Star Trek or whatever, we don't sometimes we're talking about a geeky thing, but it doesn't. We're talking about it in the context of what we're watching.
That's right.
So we're not, and I think we're used to seeing things we like on screen now. So it doesn't hold the same. It doesn't hold the same weight.
It's true. I also look at it from a different perspective as well, which is when we started the show, it was like, oh, you know how we get together once a week and we like get dinner and we have a beer and we watch a movie or talk about whatever's happening or talk about Wishbone or whatever. Like,
what's the story?
Me Wishbone. That was your original idea for this show when you were like, let's start this podcast. That's how you framed it to me, and I was like, yes, oh my god, yes, and like it grew from there. And nowadays we do a lot of like themed, like we're talking about Black Panther, we're talking about whatever, we're recasting Star Wars, whatever we're doing.
Yep.
But so when we do those sort of game things, that gives us freedom to have like a more free-roaming discussion, but with a backbone of some structure in the middle of it. So we can't get too far off topic. There's always like a topic to come back to, but we can go on little offshoot,
that's totally
tangents and have that kind of conversation like we used to have when we were just hanging out in your apartment or my apartment or whatever. But it's a more structured version of those like rambling conversations. So it's not like totally crazy off the wall. Even what we're doing right now, like using our old episodes as like connective tissue is kind of what we're doing. To geek out about whatever we want to geek out about.
That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Lois was a mean girl. She totally was.
She was. Superman the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like her in that movie.
No, I don't either. I don't like Margaret Kidder's version of Lois. I feel bad
I'm
saying it, but
so picky about Lois.
I am too, yeah.
Very picky. Dana Delaney is probably the best.
She's so good.
Then probably I think Terry Hatcher might actually come in second.
I think Terry Hatcher is very good, actually. Yeah,
and then Erica Durance.
Yeah, I think is way up there. And I'll always love Noelle Neal. She'll always have a special place in my heart. Always, always, always.
Yeah, but
that's more of a sentimental pick. I'll admit. Yeah. But like she doesn't really uphold the like kind of what I really like in Lois, but that's more of an emotional like.
Sure, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
My first Lois, so I'll always love her for that. I hope that when this Metropolis show starts on the DC streaming service or WB streaming service or whatever it's going to be called, I really hope that they get Lois right.
Well, considering that Jeff Johns is behind it,
I know.
And I'm not really concerned. Actually,
I'm not either. But I'm just like hopeful. I'm hopeful. I'm not concerned.
And as perhaps Gotham's number one fan, probably not number one fan, but I really love that show.
You are.
I think I'm very happy to see those creators go off and do something in Metropolis because so I was thinking about this. So like Krypton is coming and Smallville existed and all these things and people love those
Krypton
things.
is here now technically.
Oh yeah. Is it this?
When you're listening to this episode, Krypton will have aired 2 days before this episode aired.
Oh, my calendar is all weird.
That's okay.
Okay. So anyway,
we always record a few days in advance. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. So Krypton is here, and you had said yourself that you liked it. You
yes, very much.
You were privy.
Very
you were privy to.
I got to watch a couple
episodes, and you very much liked it. It was in the spirit of, and it was fun and funny and adventurous and all those things. And I could say that all about Gotham, and yet people will get on my case for that. I wonder if people will get on your case.
I wonder
for Krypton.
They may,
because it's essentially the same thing. It's just It's just one more generation removed, or 2 generations removed.
It is very different though, because you don't have like the same characters like. Like Penguin and
Riddler and
showing up earlier and being like early versions of themselves, or like a fake Joker, maybe real Joker. Who knows? I don't really know what the deal is with Jerome.
That's true.
But that's why I think that's what gets people upset.
But that's what got me.
That's not my Joker. Blah, blah,
that's what
whatever.
got me upset about Smallville, and you were like, "I love this."
Well, and at first it used to get me upset about Smallville too, and I just sort of put that aside and was like, "All right, these are these are different. It's a different continuity or whatever, but they're still true to the core of the characters for the most part. You know, you get like Mixed Spittlake, which has nothing to do with, the Mixed Spittlake of the comics.
That's right.
It's just like they took the name and ran with it. But for the most part, Smallville did a pretty good job with that. For me, I think Gotham was doing an okay job as long as I was watching. I watched for like a season.
Yeah,
he's doing fine in terms of not being off.
It's honestly
brand
like
with character.
judging Parks and Rec by its first season.
No, I get that. Yeah,
that's what it's like. And you would, if you told somebody like, "Oh, I'm thinking starting Parks and Rec," you'd be like, "Just skip the first season."
Right. Yeah,
just start.
Go back and watch season 1 like later on if you want to. But
yeah, you'll get it. There's enough context in the first episode. You will get it.
That's a good way of explaining that. That is a good way of explaining that. The fact of the matter is, I just don't care enough.
You don't care enough about those characters.
I don't.
No, that makes total sense.
If it was a Batman show, like an actual honest to God Batman show, like The Flash or Arrow or Supergirl are, I'd watch the hell out of it.
Sure,
I would. I like Batman. He's not my favorite character, but I like Batman the same way I like the Green Arrow or Flash or anybody else. But
no, I get it.
It's just I don't care about this character.
You know what it is? I think this is very interesting, in particular, like in coming from, like, say, this Metropolis show that's coming.
Sure.
So you have enough emotional connection to Lois Lane and Lex Luthor.
I do.
Without Superman being there, that you're like, I'm there for that show because they mean as much to me as Superman does.
Yeah, Lois in particular, Lex less so. Like,
sure, but Lois is Lois is right next to Superman.
Yeah.
Like, she's just as important.
Yes,
and so. To me, Gotham is that same thing. Like, I care just as much about Alfred and Commissioner Gordon and Riddler and Penguin and Poison Ivy, whoever, just as much as I care about Batman. I care about all those characters, and so I'm there for that.
Yeah, you're there for the supporting cast as much as you are there for the main.
Exactly. Same with Superman. But if they were to say, like, we're doing a Flash show starring Captain Cold, I'm not there for that because I have an emotional connection to the Flash, and then everyone else by proxy, but it's the Flash I'm actually there for.
Correct. Agreed.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
Even when they, even if there's like an episode of the Flash that like Barry is not in as much, I'm sort of like, I wasn't into that as much. I mean, like, it depends. If it's like Cisco or Iris, I'm more there for it than if it was just like Wally or whatever, Harry. Like,
oh no, I'd be there.
Actually,
Harry, you're there for a
Harry
Harry episode.
But I wouldn't be there for Ralph.
I would.
No.
I
don't like this Ralph very much.
I like this Ralph.
Kind of a douche.
I think that's why I like him, because I know he's growing.
He is growing.
He doesn't.
He is growing.
He doesn't start. I like characters with progression, and you can even see it from the very first episode he was in to where he is now. There's a real progression.
No, that's true. That's definitely true. That's definitely true. But I still don't really care enough for him.
Yeah. Is that why you don't watch Legends?
Yeah, kind of. I don't really. I just none of those characters.
Because you're not there.
I'm thinking through the roster of characters. None of them really. I like Ray,
sure.
but he's not enough to make me watch that show just for him.
Sure.
For like the 7 minutes he's on screen.
Yeah, and I think it's funny because that is consistently one of their best shows, and it's their least watched show. It's just, now again, you're basing it off of your first season.
No, I watched season 2 and maybe 3. What season are they on now? 3?
We're on season
3 or 4.
That's a good question.
Here's my one lookup.
We're on season 3. We're on season 3.
So I watched like half of season 2 then.
Okay, I think it really hit its stride, and it is. But I guess part of it is like, do you like pirates and knights and Egypt? You know what I mean? Like, I kind of see it in your face. You're like, it's just not for you.
It's just not for me. I find it hard to stay invested in. I find it hard to stay invested with these like are very much side characters for the most part, and as much as they're being developed,
potentially
great,
maybe you thinking of them as side characters is partly
they still feel like side characters.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, even the villains don't excite me that much.
Sure.
And, like, I mean, like, there's a lot of things about it that I should be excited about, and like on paper, and maybe even in a comic book, I might enjoy that show better if it were literally, if you stripped it from the screen and put it in panels. I might enjoy it more in that medium than I do as a TV show.
That's very interesting. Maybe because a comic is less of a commitment.
Less of a time commitment.
It's a 15-minute read a month. And
even twice a month, even if they did a twice a month thing, like
yeah, but a show you're watching 40
4
minutes
times a month
for 40 minutes,
right? That's a bigger commitment.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 2 movies a month.
That's right.
Out of this, where it's like, would I watch 2 movies of these characters? No, but like a month, no, I wouldn't.
No, you probably wouldn't.
But I mean, I can't even keep up with all the DC animated movies anymore.
Oh, I know it's hard
because there's so many of them, and even when they
it's hard it's hard when you become an adult. It's very hard to rewatch things.
It's very hard to rewatch things. It's hard to watch things the first time. I'm having a hard time binge watching Jessica Jones, not for lack of wanting to, not for lack of enjoying it, but just because I physically don't have the time as much as I used to. And now, with there being so many more,
you're married.
I'm married. I live outside of the city now, so I have to spend more time commuting and that kind of thing. But also, like,
could download those Netflix episodes.
That's true. That's actually a very good point. That maybe I should do that. But it's just like there's other commitments, and there's like
things that are your commitment, your priorities change.
Yes, priorities change, but also like now there's so many of these things that we're talking about. There's Legends, and there's Jessica Jones, and there's all these different shows.
Yep. That
when I do have the time, it's like, okay, now I have to prioritize those things amongst themselves. Like, well, DVR has 3 episodes of Flash and 3 episodes of Arrow and 3 episodes of Black Lightning. Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to watch one of each? Am I going to watch kill all the Flash episodes in one sitting? Like, what am I going to do? So even if I make those decisions, it's like, I know I get to watch a bunch of superhero stuff today.
Yep.
But there's so much of it I can't fit it all.
You can't fit it all. I know I go through the same problem. And it's such a, I have too much money. What do I do with it all? I just can't spend it all.
It's a stupid problem.
It's a stupid problem.
First world problem.
But we also remember what it's like to be in pop culture drought.
Yes.
When you're like, wow, Batman and Robin is coming out. I hope it's good because that's all there is this year.
Or for who knows how long.
Right, exactly. So we remember actually between 97 and really between 97 and 2005, there was Marvel stuff coming out.
Yeah.
But as a DC fan,
Batman Begins came out in 2005.
That was it. But between Batman and Robin and Batman Begins, you got Constantine, which we were probably too young for.
I was.
And that's not the same. It's not the same. When you're a Superman fan, they're like, okay, we'll give you Constantine. You're like, well, that's something.
Yeah, what other DC movies came out between late 90s, early 2000s? I think you're right. I think
it's a full Marvel turnover because
X-Men 99,
X-Men, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Fantastic Four, Hulk. Right. It's a full turnover.
Yeah, totally true. Wow.
Yeah, man, totally true.
Well, I mean, we're at time. I still have a little beer left, but do you want to call it a day, or do you want to keep going?
Well, I still have beer left, but we didn't go through all the other episodes.
We didn't. We're not. Let's see. Let's do a couple more here. Getting dressed in a phone booth. Oh, Batman. Oh, yeah, the Fleischer cartoons. I need to go back and listen to that episode. That was probably a good one.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was terrible.
Venice, Italy, lover, light bulb.
Modems.
Argonne
Trail, Instant Messenger. We talked about a lot of stuff on that episode.
Talking about our first computers. Venice, Italy, lover, light bulb. I would love to know what the heck that meant.
Episode
21.
Episode 21.
Huh.
I don't know. We haven't even scratched the first 100. This is what happened the last time.
I'm jumping around. I'm just jumping around to all different, Tom Selleck's mustache comb. Identity Crisis. Okay. I don't know why we...
A mustache comb. I think that's a Friends reference.
Probably.
Yeah, when Monica and Rachel are both trying to do the deed with Richard and Ross, and they don't have one condom left.
Oh yeah.
And then so Ross is like, "Hey, your mustache is pretty straight. How do you keep that straight? A comb. What do you call that comb? A mustache comb."
Oh my god, the science room. Oh, that was Dr. Horrible's sing-along vlog.
Oh, I was like the precursor to the science award. It's where they keep the science awards. The science room.
The science room. I think
the lab. I couldn't say the word.
I thought it was me.
I don't know.
It's really funny. Every time it's
very self-effacing.
A lot of these episodes are based on misspeakings of one of the two of us, and we both assume I must have said it wrong. It tells a little what we think about ourselves.
You know what the crazy part is? So we've done 200, technically over 200 episodes of this show now. Yeah. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times we've been even close to tipsy.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, that never. That very rarely happens.
Never happens.
Yeah,
never.
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes we'll record more than one episode on the same day.
That's right.
And so sometimes we're a couple of beers in, but like never enough that we're like.
No, because let's say it takes let's say an episode is a half an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
We drink, or sometimes longer in this case.
Yeah.
And we are drinking one beer an hour. There's no way.
We're nursing a beer.
Right.
Yeah.
We're nursing it. Right.
Yeah.
We never crack open another one in the middle of an episode unless it's a commentary.
Correct. And even then,
rarely.
Yeah, I guess we do. We have done commentaries. Yeah, yeah. But you're right. That's like really the only case when we're doing that.
It's only a beer case.
It's only, yeah. Ooh. If you want to send a case of beer, email us, beergeeks@gmail.com. We can talk. We'll make some arrangements.
Email us a case of beer. Figure it out.
Or that, yeah. Invent the science in the science room.
In the science room. What was episode 99?
Episode 99.
I want to compare what our 99th episode was to our 199th episode.
Okay. Batman v Superman spoiler special.
Okay.
That's a heavy hitter.
So there was a lot of anger in you that day.
You know what? Actually, I don't think so. We recorded that. I believe it was the day after we saw it. Remember,
I believe you are correct.
We saw it on a Thursday, and we recorded on a Friday because back then we were recording on Friday. Whatever the reason was, we recorded on Friday. And I remember that my initial reaction to it
was pretty positive.
Was fairly positive.
Wasn't as positive as mine.
No. But it was more. I liked it less the more I thought about it.
I think you actually became. I think probably as that episode goes on, you actually begin to see Frank's descent into his hatred of that film.
The journey that I've come to. Yeah. So yeah, we wanted to get our review out as soon as we could. So we recorded like right away, and so I had not fully formed my opinion yet, and now it's in you. I just don't like it.
It lives in you.
It's things that I don't like the Superman portrayal. That's what I don't like about it.
Sure.
Not a bad movie. I just don't like the Superman portrayal.
Sure, that makes sense.
Let's see. Let's look at some others. It's my Iliad.
It's my Iliad. I'll cry if I want to. Cry if I want to.
That was you. I remember you saying that.
Our favorite wizards?
It's our all-time favorite wizards from TV, film, and books. And I don't remember. It must have been Lord of the Rings that you were talking about, right? When you said it's my Iliad. You said that. I remember in. I think you said that in reference to like, oh yeah, this story, I love it so much. It's so integral to like my, life. It's my Iliad. You said something along those lines.
Oh my God, I do not remember that at all.
I thought that's what it was.
I really purge our conversations. I think it's like it's almost like studying for a test. It's like cramming.
Yeah,
you talk, and then it's just not there. Because that's why we even get people. We'll even get people tweeting us. They're like, "Oh, I liked this bit and blah blah blah. This bit was great."
Sure.
And I'll be like, "Mm-hmm."
Do you not remember? So, like, even from like the week or a few days since we had the conversation to when they're tweeting about it, you don't remember it sometimes?
A lot of times I
really?
don't. Yeah.
That's funny. I guess it makes sense. I mean, I'll sometimes listen to it several times,
right? Because you're editing
it, so it makes sense that I would, but honestly, I probably would forget it too.
I guess sometimes when we record in bulk, so sometimes it happened 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I'd
be like, I have no
then I
idea
definitely
what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I guess if someone mentioned something from this show,
by the time it comes out, you probably would remember it. Yeah,
I probably would, but you never know what's going to strike somebody.
That's the thing. It could be like a small comment we make in passing that we're not even thinking about when we're saying it.
That's correct.
That someone else thinks is pretty funny.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's true.
That's correct.
That's not how the holodeck works.
Favorite superhero? What if our favorite superheroes were manning the Starship Enterprise?
And that one was a listener suggestion.
That was a good episode.
That was a good one. That was a really good one.
Because we both had Wonder Woman as the captain, I think.
I think you're right. Yeah.
We both put her as the captain.
We have one episode 125, Armand Asante, and we've made that joke reference so many times.
I love that reference.
I do too. It's so obscure and funny.
Asante. All right.
Gordon Sunday.
Maybe we skip to 199 since we're nearing
okay.
total completion here.
Skip to the current era.
Sure.
Star Wars at the Oscars. That was a good one. See, there's one that you're on that I'm not.
That was an Academy Award Patreon.
That was Academy Rewind. It was a Patreon exclusive first, And then we put it on Beer with Geeks for
because you were moving.
Yes, that was the week I moved. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That was the week I moved. Yeah, that's right. That is absolutely right. And I really enjoyed listening to that conversation between you guys.
Was it good?
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
remember.
really good.
What did we talk about? Star Wars?
Star Wars, why Palmer doesn't like Star Wars anymore.
Mm-hmm.
His whole philosophy on Star Wars and why he feels like it's not like it used to be. And and you were sort of
well
articulated, yes. Sometimes Palmer, admittedly, I mean, you ragging about this all the time. I still listen to Academy Rewind, every 2 weeks. And sometimes you'll be like, yeah, you don't like this just because like the dialogue or the whatever, or like because you decided you didn't like this a long time ago. And you'll like poke at him and he's like, that's right. And I stand by it.
Yeah,
it makes no sense, but that is me.
So we're going through, and we're recording this right now. We're in our 2017 Academy Rewind, going through and doing our 2017 episode. Because we're about to go through the sevens. So we're watching those movies.
Okay.
And he texted me and he said, "So you're gonna so when we record, you're gonna have to explain to me what Moonlight is about and why it's a big deal."
What?
and I said I thought that because it's the exact kind of movie you don't like. It's all character, no MacGuffin.
That's right. Yeah.
If it doesn't have a MacGuffin, he doesn't like it.
Right.
And he doesn't. And he won't say like that. Doesn't mean it's a bad movie. He just knows that it's not for him.
Right.
But it's so I can pinpoint the movies that I know he won't like.
Well, you guys have known each other like 20 years or something.
I've known 20 years. That's about right. Yeah, that's about right.
So like you know like the ins and outs of each other.
Pretty much. I mean, we weren't really friends until about 12 years ago.
Oh, okay. I thought it was longer. Okay.
So I've known him since elementary school. He's a little older than me. We used to bring him home sometimes when it was rain, stuff like that. He used to walk home.
Were your parents friends? Was that what? Or
nope.
Just
no, my mom used to work at the school.
Okay.
And so she knew him that way. But then we started working together.
Right.
Many years later, and that's really where we became that's where we became like really friendly.
Yeah.
And then it kind of evolved. It evolved from there.
Right.
But I knew he wouldn't say like 2017. Like he knew he wouldn't like Manchester by the Sea.
Right.
I knew he wouldn't like Moonlight because they're all character driven.
Manchester by the Sea. That one I could see kind of going either way for him. But yeah,
that's what you know. What and
he
liked it more than he thought he would.
Oh, okay.
But it's still he knows it's not for him.
Well, but all that to say, his thoughts on Star Wars, while I didn't agree with them, were very well laid out, and there was reasons for it. I didn't agree with all the reasons, but he had reasons. Whereas sometimes
even if he
just
doesn't share the reasons, he always has reasons.
Them.
Yes, he might keep them in his back pocket,
but
these
were like
them.
decent reasons, and not just like, oh no, I just don't like it. Like it was more like, no, like these are the reasons I was disappointed by this and this. It was a good episode 191. If you haven't listened to it, you should go back and listen to it. It's a really good conversation. So you were asking if there are any episodes I've missed. There's one that I missed. I wasn't on that.
That
one.
was probably the one because sometimes because I think sometimes you'll be like, oh, I have a friend that wants to talk about this.
Sure, I've had a handful
whatever.
Of those. And Scott was on an episode with me.
Yep.
My sister Steph was on an episode. Rhiannon, Andrew.
Yep. And I just don't do it for whatever reason. I just don't. I don't take that extra. Be like, hey, this thing. Come on. And
there was one you talked about a couple months ago that never panned out. But
yes, it could still pan out.
Yeah, sure.
It's just scheduling.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and we've always done, well, not always, but we've done the State of the Geek Union stuff for a couple of years at least. You've at least done 2017 and 2018. I guess that's it, huh? Okay. I thought we had done one before that, but it looks like that might be all there was to it.
Well, I guess we'll do one in 19 then.
Guess so. It's a new tradition.
Hooray. I love
our third annual. I do too. I think we can probably.
So what was episode 199?
Episode 199 was casting Star Wars.
Right. And I said it on the show. I don't like my pick for Luke Skywalker. This comes out afterwards, so I can say it. Damon said Lucas Hedges.
Oh yeah,
and
he did say that.
That's a genius.
You wish you'd said that.
I wish I had said that. And I think it was very fleeting in my mind at one point, but when I was like coming up with the idea, not when I was then making the list and I had forgotten his name or where I had seen him, and then that was it. I just never got it back. but I don't even remember who I chose, but but Lucas Hedges is a better pick.
Who did you pick for Luke? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Oh, I picked no. Did I pick no. I can't.
People just listened to this a few days ago and you idiots.
I know.
Come on.
We only recorded last week too.
Yeah, I mean it's literally just a few days ago it was a week ago as we're talking. I don't remember. I don't remember who your Luke was. Damon and Dan, our two friends who've been on the show a handful of times, had a couple of picks that they threw in there. Because Damon, you said Lucas Hedges. I really liked Dan. Dan said Jennifer Lawrence as Princess Leia and Christopher Plummer as Tarkin, which I think are both genius picks.
I like Christopher Plummer especially. Jennifer Lawrence, I don't think I'd be able to separate Jennifer Lawrence out of it.
Well, sure, but I mean, just in terms of could she do it? And I think she'd be great.
She could definitely do it. Jennifer Lawrence. She could do almost anything she wants. You know what I'm saying?
Lucas Hedges, Idris Elba as Han.
Tom Hardy as Vader.
Yep. Ian McShane as Obi-Wan, and Christoph Waltz as Tarkin is also good. I thought about Christoph Waltz actually for Tarkin because he's got that
Tom Holland. I said.
No,
you
said Tom Holland. That's right. Yeah. I remember because I thought about Tom Holland as well. Yeah. Because he's so young and he's got the.
But I like Lucas Hedges more.
Lucas Hedges is good, and you also in this thread said the kid from Love, Simon would be great too.
Yeah, because Love, Simon was awesome.
Yeah.
And
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard amazing things. I really want to. We're gonna see it this week.
Oh, good.
It's playing still here in town, so we're gonna go see it. Yeah, good stuff. Well, my friend, it has been a wonderful 200 episodes. I look forward to 200 plus more.
Oh, you want to do this for another 200 episodes? I mean, what a great idea.
I would
Clippy,
kind of like to.
If you would be so kind as to write that down for me.
There's an episode 100 reference. That was pretty funny.
I would bring Clippy back every 100 episodes.
That's about as often as he should be brought back. Let's be honest.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Should stay hidden. All right, buddy. Well, thank you for coming up to my place for this. And so we could do it in person.
You're very welcome.
It's always a blast. I'm really, this is one of the, from this show has spawned, the name Thought Bubble Audio existed from some other projects we did in the past, but it really took on its own thing from this show, and from this show spawned Supergirl TV Talk, and then
man, how many shows are added in our network since 100 episodes?
All of them,
literally all
of them,
except because by episode 100 it was Beer with Geeks and Supergirl TV Talk, right?
Yes,
at that point,
certainly by then Supergirl TV Talk was in the picture. Yes, but Academy Rewind hadn't existed yet. R.I.P. Marketers Next Door. And then we had Hate Watch with us join us, and Derek and I have started Starkville's House of El Krypton, and then you guys started Tolkien TV Talk. So it's quite 6 shows that are releasing, and there are some weeks that all 6 shows come out, because some of them are bi-weekly or whatever. It's not, it depends, but there's some this past week. As we're recording this past week, we had 5 out of the 6 come out, and I was like, "Oh, so close! That's so close!"
It's like watching the ball go across all the 4 corners.
Yeah, it'll get to the screensaver.
Get to the corner. Get to the corner. Yeah,
it's like I just want bingo. Yeah, but there are we say it all the time, but there are always future shows that are being worked on, and some of them pan out, some of them don't. But for the longest time, Tolkien TV Talk was one of those shows that we were like, oh, there's things coming, there's things coming down the pipeline, and then there it came. So
it just took a little while to get there.
It took a little while to get there, but it's here now, and Shu and all the other shows. I'm super proud of all the stuff that our friends have done with us, and it all comes from Beer with Geeks is the flagship show of the Thought Bubble Audio Network.
Yes, it is.
It's not only is it the first show, but it sort of encapsulates the anything and everything geeky. And Hate Watch with us, I think, also kind of does that, where there's sort of anything. I love that, and I love our shows. I love what we do. I love doing it. It's so much fun. And thanks for being my partner in crime with so much of this stuff.
Thank you for being my partner in crime. This is so nice.
Thank you for being a friend.
A friend to me.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a different song.
Okay.
It is funny you said Beer with Geeks is the flagship.
Yeah.
They remind me of so Arrow was the flagship DC TV show.
The Arrowverse, right? Yeah.
Right, but then Flash came along, and then Flash became the show, even though Arrow was the first. And to us, we really pour more effort into Supergirl TV Talk than
No, it's true. Yeah,
you know.
I mean it's our bigger show.
It's our bigger show.
It's got a bigger following and everything. But this show is sort of like the heart of
it is the heart of the show.
It's where it began.
It's so interesting, and then who knows where all these other ones are gonna
Who knows? We'll see. Another 100 episodes from now, it could be like, oh yeah, Tolkien TV Talk is really the one that took off, and who knows?
We see a year from now we'll be in 2019, which means the show won't have even been released yet. It's probably not.
No, whatever.
But it could be Sarkville Sassaville.
It could be Shu Krypton. It very much could. Well,
yeah.
If you want to check out the other shows, you can go to thoughtbubbleaudio.com. And listen to all the other shows like Academy Rewind and Hate Watch with us and Shu Krypton and Supergirl TV Talk and Tolkien TV Talk. You can check all of those out at thoughtbubbleaudio.com. You can, of course, find this show at beerwithgeeks.com, on Apple Podcasts, on Stitcher, and on Overcast and Pocket Casts, and everywhere that podcasts can be found. Pretty much you'll find them all there. And leave us ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts / iTunes if you would be so kind. Those actually, we always say it and we always mean it. They really do make a big difference, and it helps us get discovered more and help us find more listeners who are, want to get into the groove with us. So if you enjoy the show, leave a quick 5-star rating would mean a whole lot to us, and tell us what your favorite topic from the last 200 episodes has been. We appreciate each and every one of you for listening, and thank you so much. And if you want to support us in another way, you can go to patreon.com/thoughtbubbleaudio, and that's where you can throw us a couple bucks and get all kinds of rewards and get early episodes and things like that. But I think that's gonna do it. I think that's gonna put a cap on things for today.
Wow, that was beautiful. What a monologue that was.
Thanks.
It was almost like you've said it 200 times before.
Almost.
Well, my friend, until next time, cheers!